Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another pickups video, just showing you some stuff that we've picked up sort of in the last week or so. This one's going to be about media, sort of games, films and comic books, that sort of stuff. So hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully you enjoyed yesterday's video about Star Wars, all the Star Wars stuff. If you haven't, go back and check that out. It's a really cool video. But first up, we'll start off with some of the comic books. And today we've got some of these Lego sort of magazines. These were, I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't really know if people read the magazines, but the figures inside are usually pretty collectible. Obviously, this is a Jurassic Park one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Next up, we've got Star Wars. This is Poe Dameron. Again, you know, I don't think people really read these magazines, although I'm sure there's some people out there that do. But like I said, they just kind of collect them for the figures. There's also a Hogwarts one. I think that's Hermione in there. And there's another Lego Star Wars Poe Dameron. So yeah, not that interesting, but I just thought I'd show it off because they're quite cool because they've got the figures inside. Next up, we've got a couple of game manuals. This is Prince of Persia. I believe this was originally on the Xbox, possibly on the PS2 as well, but quite a retro thing. You know, you don't see this sort of stuff at all anymore, and everything's online now, and people use videos, YouTube and stuff. You know, especially for like Elden Ring, I used YouTube for that all the time. But yeah, Prince of Persia one is also an Alone in the Dark one. This is quite a popular game actually, so this might be quite a popular manual. But again, I always like picking these up just because they're just part of a bygone era that we'll kind of never see again. And as technology goes on and further on, I'm sure things will continue to evolve. Next up, we've got these Clive Barker sort of horror comic books. I'll show you them very quickly. Very sort of 90s, 80s sort of vibe. Reminds me of sort of some of the dark stuff you used to see back then anyway. I believe this is the 90s, actually. I would have to look at the... there's no issue number on here, but yeah, this one's Dread. This one's called Revelations. This one's slightly thicker. But yeah, just really nice sort of watercolory artwork. That's quite an interesting artwork, look at that. But yeah, just very sort of dark and grim. I really like this one. Picture of Marilyn Monroe on the front. The son of celluloid. Yeah, these are really nice condition. We'll have to check to see sort of what the value of these are, and whether we'll bundle them together or whether they'll be sold separately. I don't like to make sort of huge, like, you know, expensive bundles just to include everything together because, you know, there's not actually much of a market. Well, there's less of a market for huge bundles. You know, I mean, look at the artwork on this. Look, that is insane. There's a turkey popping out of the oven. That's insane. Oh, this is really cool, actually. I've not looked through this one. The Yatterin and Jack. But yeah, so I don't like to make huge expensive bundles, you know, because I like to make things affordable. You know, and if these are, you know, £10 each, I'd rather people be able to buy, you know, the comic that they want than all 5 of them for, you know, £40 or whatever. But yeah, I just think those are really cool, actually. Really like those. Not seen these sorts of comics for a long time. It's always worth picking up. And the next thing we've got is these. So we've got some big box Commodore games. This is Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Really old school retro. I mean, this is about as retro as it gets. Look, 1985. So yeah, you won't get much older than this, I'm afraid. Let's have a look inside. So these are all sort of complete as well. You've got the manual inside, which is really nice condition. Then you've got the tape in here as well. The Frankie Goes to Hollywood tape. There you go. Really cool. This is again like a big throwback to the olds. Mind you, is this Commodore or is it Spectrum? I think this is Commodore. But anyway, really nice item, that one. There's a few more games in here. You've got this Narc. Graphics look sort of marginally better on this one. But let's get inside it. This one's just got the manual, and you've got the game in there as well. Obviously, it's come from a time where all the games were made on tape. You'd have to load them up, and it would take ages to load them up. Next one we've got is this Beyond, or is it Psy Warrior? And I think the Beyond is the name of the software company that made the game. That's what it looked like on the screen. Let's slide this one out. This one's complete in box as well. It's got all the inserts and manuals and all that sort of stuff. There's the game there. And the last one is just this Colossus Chess 2.0. It's one of the first chess games that came out on a console. So I would assume it would have some sort of cultural relevance. Commodore 64. So yeah, just a really nice bundle that. Quite happy with everything that we've picked up in that little bundle there. And then the last thing, I'll just quickly fly through these. We've got a bunch of Steelbook Blu-ray DVDs, some pretty popular films too. So for any collectors out there, these are going to be coming onto the store. We've got Sin City, we've got Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. We've got an X-Men. We have Gangsters, and this has got a few films on there: Scarface, Taxi Driver, Lock, Stock, Donnie Brasco, and Casino. This one's brand new and sealed. This is Speed, obviously with Keanu Reeves on the front. We've got one for Fight Club, really popular film. We've got the Ultimate Bourne Collection. We've got Die Hard. Sorry, that's not Die Hard. That's the De Niro Collection. It's got Mean Streets, Cape Fear, Casino, Sleepers, Taxi Driver. I wouldn't say Cape Fear was one of De Niro's best films though. We've got the Twilight Saga. We've got The Next 3 Days, Russell Crowe. We've got an Aliens one. It's quite a cool one, I think. We've got a Rambo. And we've got the Hulk. And the last one here is The Siege. So yeah, we don't usually. I wouldn't usually pick up films, but because these are Blu-rays, because they're Steelbook Blu-rays. Well, not all of them are Blu-rays, actually, they're DVDs. But because they're Steelbooks, we'll always pick them up because these are very popular, and people collect them, and we're a collectible store, so I like to sort of be as varied as possible. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future. Don't forget to use the discount code.